Hi, friends. Jamie DeMarco here with Find Your Fairy Tale, and I wanted to pop on today for a quick video training on how to have more positivity and be more positive in your life. And I'm laughing saying that because, I'm a naturally bubbly person, but positivity is definitely a thing that you can experience more of, but it's not necessarily a constant goal or aim or natural way of always being. And the reason that I say that and I bring this up is because I've had a lot of clients lately ask me, how am I so positive all the time? Or how am I so bubbly? Or, how can I always find the positive outlook on the situation? And I wanted to really do this training to kind of give you some insight and behind the scenes as to what it's really like up here and what I do to put off this good positive mindset and vibe and attract the things that I want. But also just to let everyone know there are things that you can actually do to make your life feel better, to make it feel positive instead of negative, especially when you're experiencing negative things or experiencing hashtag 2020, pandemic, anything. But first, I wanted to just debunk the myth that I'm not just positive, bubbly all the time. I only go on this one personality vibe. I am bubbly. I am radiant, I dare so say. But that's cool. That's my personality. That's authentically who I am, and I love it, and I own it, and the end. That's great. But I'm definitely not positive all the time. I get stressed. I get anxious. I get overwhelmed. I get angry. I get intense, just as probably all of you do. I experience all those things daily, almost. If I'm being honest, experience really the full range of human emotions. Almost daily. My husband would know. Thanks, Matt. Love you. But that's also okay. It's normal to experience different feelings. It's normal to experience different emotions, especially when negative things happen to you. But there's things that you can do to not live in that negativity and to, what's worse, not take that negative experience and translate it into the rest of your life that maybe didn't necessarily need to go down a dark path, but because of some bad thing that happened in the day, you can't really control it. So I'm here to say that, one, emotions are normal. Positivity, sure, it's an aim, it's a goal, it's a fun thing to have, but what's more important is to really take control of owning your emotions when they're coming up for you and choosing not to sit in the negative place. So what does that even mean? Right? So one, let me give some examples. So let's say, you have a botched meeting at work, or you embarrassed yourself on a date, or you have a painful health issue that you're struggling through. Maybe people are saying mean things about you on the internet, or maybe all of the above. That's just like normal life these days, plus a whole lot more. But unfortunately, that normal, not great side of life is something that we just all get the pleasure of experiencing all the time, forever. Life is a combination of the good and the bad. And in order for us to experience more of the good and attract more good things and attract the people that we want in our lives and our ideal partners and our ideal relationships, we need to make sure that we're not accidentally sabotaging the things that we want by letting negative factual experiences really taint our perception and what we're putting out there and what we're ultimately attracting to us. So, what's not okay is, of course, totally okay if you botched a meeting at work and then you're mad. That's normal. Totally okay if you were up for a promotion and someone else got it and, you feel sad. That's normal. Totally okay if you go on a date and you fumbled and you're embarrassed. That's okay. What's not okay is after negative things happening, sitting in them for so long that you let the negative experience all of a sudden become your actual emotions. Negative experiences can translate into negative emotions. So, you have a bad thing happen. You get an offender bender. And then the next thing you know, you're experiencing, from that negative fact, a negative emotion. So you're scared, and then you're worried, and then you're mad because he cut you off, and then you're yelling, and, again, normal. But what I am challenging you to do is to not live in that negative emotion, for longer than you need to. So it's okay to have those gut reactions. It's okay to be mad when things happen. It's okay to be disappointed if you get rejected. It's okay to have all those feelings. But what isn't okay is to then constantly live in them and then to translate them into other aspects of your life. Like if you have a bad work day and you don't deal with it, and then you go home and you dump it on your significant other, or you dump it on your roommate or your kids, and all of a sudden they're like, Mommy, why do you hate me? And it's like, I don't hate you, I just hate life. And it's like, oh my God, like, whoa. Like, how did I go from having a bad meeting at work to all of a sudden my child is questioning if I love him or not, right? Those things happen a lot with most people. And there are ways and tricks to not let those experiences cloud your negative or your emotions in a negative way for a prolonged period of time. So today, what I wanted to do was tell you some of my tricks as to how I am always so positive, as many people have told me lately, which isn't true. It's true. I'm bubbly. I'm radiant. I'm way more positive than probably most people that you know. But if you saw me all the time, you'd be like, whoa, like that is a lot of emotion you are just deflecting and dealing with all the time. So here's my strategies. I really have 3 things that I want to share today that you can use these 3 things in all aspects of life, whether you're just trying to invite some more peace, invite some more positivity, not be so mad, not be so angry all the time, not be judging yourself all the time, not always be thinking negatively about other people or thinking like there's no good men or all men are going to cheat or, you're never going to find the one. So no matter what you're going through in life, maybe if you're just looking for a new job, all these tools and techniques will serve you now and forever. So 3 things. 1, have a morning routine. You might have heard about this before. There's some great resources on the topic, but I highly recommend that whatever you do before your day starts, whether it means you have to get up earlier or you schedule time for it or whatever it is, have a morning routine that doesn't immediately start with you checking your phone, scrolling through social media, texting people, responding to other people's programs, or texts or whatever, getting woken up by your kids, running out the door, blah, blah, blah. Like that is just waking up to not a great mental state. So what I do every day is I learned this initially from The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. Great book. I highly recommend it, or you can listen to it on Audible. Huge Audible junkie, is my morning routine comprises of a few different things, but definitely always with a guided meditation. And I, for a long time, always said, I can't meditate. But what I'm saying is do a guided meditation, even if it's 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I like 10 minutes. They seem to be the good balance for me. And it doesn't have to be guided. I like guided because it's really hard for me to not just start overthinking about other things. So I like someone's voice telling me to be calm and relaxed or, have a great day. So I always start off with some good meditation. I love the Calm app. Also on my YouTube channel, Find Your Fairy Tale on YouTube. You can find a ton of guided meditations on there. I have so many playlists for whether you're going through anxiety or you want positivity or you want to manifest or you want peace or positivity or calm. So check that out. Second, I visualize my day. So I'll think about my day coming up and I will visualize myself go effortlessly going through my tasks, completing the big projects with ease that I have to do, having a great conversation, with my clients, inspiring others, having a great dinner that I'm cooking tonight. I love cooking, enjoying the moment, feeling creative, having a lovely evening with my husband and reconnecting and having a great night. So I will actually play out my day in my head of how I want it to go and, important part, how I want it to feel and how I want to feel as I'm going through my day. So it's just like athletes, right? It's just like in sports. Have you ever seen a gymnast? I used to be a gymnast. Have you ever seen a gymnast before they go up on the balance beam or before they do any of their routines? They're just and then all of a sudden you'll see them and then they go and it's 10, right? Because they just visualized them doing their routine perfectly, like feeling what it would feel like to land that move. And your life and your day is no different. If you have a big meeting coming up, visualize yourself crushing that meeting. Everyone clapping at the end, saying how great you did. Visualize yourself having a great day. Visualize yourself completing those projects you've been putting off. Visualize how you're going to feel afterwards. Visualize, when the day's over and you get to celebrate and, meeting up with a new date, like how it's going to be great to connect with someone new that night. And no matter what the outcome is, it's going to be fun to go out. So visualize your day going great, going well. Does that mean it's 100% going to happen? No, maybe not. But it's probably way more likely that it is going to happen because you set it up to happen that way. Also in my morning routine, I love affirmations, especially before I have scary things. So I tell myself in my head, I have this constant monologue. Actually, we all have constant monologues, FYI. If you do the exercise of writing down your thoughts and words for 72 hours, you will probably be appalled as to what goes through your mind and what you tell yourself. But that's another video training in itself. But I tell myself positive things all day, all the time. So before a big call, I'll center myself and I'll think and I'll just say like, this call is going to be amazing. Like I am a great coach. I'm an exceptional coach. Like I'm going to help this client so much. Like I'm going to inspire them. I'm going to be there for them. This is going to be a great call. They're going to get so much help and value from this. Like this is going to be awesome. Or, maybe if you're traveling somewhere, post-pandemic, maybe you're nervous about flying or going somewhere new or traveling solo. Visualize like this is going to be great. The flight's going to be easy. I'm going to meet new friends. I am amazing. I am brave. Actually affirm to yourself how you want to be and how you want to show up in the moment. Same thing with athletics. Like if you're telling yourself before a big football game, I'm going to lose. There's no way I'm going to win. Like we suck. Like 99% chance you probably lost that game. But if you visualize like I'm going to win, we're going to do this, it's going to be great. There's a much greater chance that you're actually going to have that happen. So affirmations, I am amazing, I am confident, I am successful, I am a badass, whatever floats your boat, send me a message. I can give you a bunch. It's actually kind of a funny story, not to go totally off topic, but over the holidays, I was having Christmas with my family, and I think we were playing a game or something, and it came up that, I don't know why, but I looked at all my family dead-eye, and I was like, I'm just the best. Like, don't you guys think you're the best? Like, don't you just have a constant replay talk track of I'm the best, I'm amazing, I am awesome, I'm the best all day in your mind? Everyone was like, no? Like, WTF? Who are you? Apparently that's not normal, but for me it is. And so that's a big thing with positivity is your thoughts become things. Your thoughts become things, become your actions, become your behaviors. So if you're telling yourself like, no one's going to love me, I suck, like you'll probably suck. You'll probably stay single and it's your own fault. Sorry, that's a little mean, but it's not. It's a little tough love. You really have to be conscious of what you're telling yourself. Check it out. It's a huge thing. Also, morning routine. I love yoga, but a little bit of body movement. So stretching or yoga, 10 minutes, or any other type of body work that you can infuse into your day or into your week. Massages, walking, getting outside, acupuncture, whatever it is, physical therapy. Journaling, writing down your thoughts and emotions is a great way of processing out all those negative beliefs that have no place being in there. Just an FYI. Journaling is amazing. It's great for building lists. Writing things down usually makes things happen. FYI. And lastly, the thing that I try to do every day is some type of growth work. So self-development books are the way that I do this. So I try to aim for 10 to 20 minutes a day. I usually listen to Audible while I'm like doing dishes or washing my face or putting on my makeup or something. Enough where I can get a nice little cool nugget or concept for the day. And then I, hold on to that and save it and reflect on it and learn from it. And go from there. And, the self-development books are great. It doesn't necessarily have to be like self-development. Oh, my kitty's making an appearance. That said. But it doesn't necessarily have to be, how to be a better person. It could be a relationship development book. It could be a business development book. It could be a communication skills book. It could be an article that you read. It could be listening to a podcast. It could be anything that grows you, anything that makes you think and expand outside of your current bubble. So those are 6 things. Is that easier or worse? Who knows? Those are 6 things that I try to do every single day, whether it's for a full hour, so 10 minutes for each thing, or whether it's for 6 minutes, 1 minute each thing, or whether it's just a thing or 2 and that's all I can fit. I forgive myself if that happens sometimes, but I always try to do something. When I don't meditate, when I don't do these things, I 100% have a worse day. Everything is harder, and I am definitely not positive. So check that out. Again, Miracle Morning, Hal Elrod. Second thing that I wanted to mention as a way to be more positive and increase positivity on a more regular basis is to drop your judgment. So I couldn't tell you, this is a really advanced concept. It took me years after getting life coach certified to learn. But how do you not have judgment? Like, how do you not judge others? Like, if you see someone and they're wearing like a hideous polka dot skirt, how can you not be like, ew, ugly, right? But technically that's judgment. And I couldn't tell you how many people all the time are just judging others. Like, they watch a TV show and they're like, ew, she's so ugly. Or they see someone on the streets and they're like, oh, like, what's his problem? Or he's so overweight. Like, always just putting other people down. So judgment is really going into a negative space, thinking thoughts about someone else in a negative way. That doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve them. It doesn't serve your thoughts. It doesn't serve your positivity. So drop the judgment. Stop assuming, all guys are a-holes. Stop assuming that people are going to bring out the worst possible things. Stop assuming that, ooh, they're ugly, you're better than them. Like, a lot of people use it as a defense mechanism. And the way that you can drop judgment and stop judging people and therefore allow more positivity into your life is to, when you notice yourself about to have a judgmental thought or about to judge something that doesn't need to have a negative association with it, instead, just make it an observation. Just say, that is an interesting choice of skirt she has on. Instead of like, ew, ugly, right? Even if it's all in your mind, even if it's only a split second, switch it. Don't say, ooh, ugly, gross, disgusting. Like, look at me, I just got uglier saying that. Because again, negative thoughts reflect downwards, reflect outwards, and reflect who you attract. So instead of being like, ooh, ugly, say, interesting choice. And then move on. Like, it doesn't have to be about you. It doesn't have to be like, oh, I wouldn't choose that, so therefore they're worse. Just move on. Say, interesting, to each his own. Go right back on with your day. No judgment, no negativity, no bad karma, also, side note. But yeah, drop the judgment. And lastly, thing to increase your positivity in your life is to choose your circle wisely. And what I mean by that is, you might have heard that you are a reflection of the 5 people that are closest to you, of the 5 people that you spend the most of your time with. So think about it. You can pause if you want. Okay. So the 5 people that you spend the most time with, you are the middle of all of them. You are a reflection of all of them. So if you think about it and you look at, your friend group, and most of your friends are Debbie Downers, negative Nancys, or judgmental, I can't say Jamie, judgmental Jerry's. But if all of your friends are negative or judgmental or Debbie Downers, that might not be a good look for you. You might have some things you might need to work through. If you look around at all of your friends and you're the smartest person in the world, you could be, but if you're the smartest person in the room, or if you look around and you're the only one focused on growth and development, or if you're the only one wanting to, break out of your hometown that you live in, everyone else wants to like stay where they are and wants to complain. Those people are just bringing you down. Like if you're the one that always has to bring other people up, if you're the one that people always go to for help, inspiration, positivity to feel better, but you're not actually having other friends that you can go to lift you up, you might need to reevaluate who you're spending your time with. So look at the 5 closest people to you. Look at the 5 people that you give the majority of your time and reevaluate if necessary. Because if you up-level your game and if you up-level who you spend your time with, like say if you spent your time with me, like say if I was one of your 5 closest people, I guarantee you that you would have so many life-changing habits. You would be a different, happy, positive, fulfilled, confident, like manifesting your dream life, dream relationship, dream career, whatever it is you want, just by spending time with me, just by having me as one of your 5 closest people. Because no matter what, like my poor family, they're always like, oh God, here we go again. Like Jamie's selling something or going on and on about like, be your best life. If you die tomorrow, like, will you be happy with your life today? Like, make changes. Sorry, that's just what you get from me, life coach. But I'll definitely inspire you and I'll definitely help you to push yourself to make your life better. You can hang out with me. You can follow me. You can work with me if you want. Send me a message. I'll tell you what I have to offer right now. But find people like that. Find people like me, or that, it doesn't necessarily have to be someone like me. Find anyone that inspires you to be a better version of yourself in whatever area that may be. Careers, family, relationships, anything. So I hope that helped. I hope that gave you a little insight into my life and why I am so positive all the time. It's not a sham or anything. It's the honest to God truth. It's just more about being authentically who you are, understanding that the things that happen to us are just things that happen to us. The feelings they invoke, sure, maybe we can't help the initial reaction to the feelings, but we can definitely shift our mindset and reframe things and get to a better mind state by using things like daily meditation practice, by a affirmation practice, by visualization, by journaling, by growing, by surrounding yourself with great people, and by dropping the judgment. Right? And honestly, if you implement some of these things, especially a morning routine, that's a relatively simple thing to implement one thing at a time. And it doesn't have to be morning. Maybe it's after work. I mean, I meditate in between each one of my sections of my day. So when I go from sleep to waking, I meditate. Ideally before I look at my phone and after I chug a huge thing of water, right? Healthiness. I meditate usually before I have some really big nervous event. I meditate after work, always, before I transition into a bath or into, cooking or into my time with my husband, just because I don't want to bring that negative energy of the day into other areas of my life that don't need that negative energy. Like they don't need those negative feelings or emotions. Like, it's fine to be pissed off or to have these feelings or whatever, meditate, like call up a friend or your therapist or your coach or someone, vent about it, but don't bring the other areas of your life down because you're letting your life experiences, and specifically the negative life experiences that we all experience, dictate how you feel and how, therefore, you act. So, friends, hope you enjoyed this training. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know what you thought. Share this with a friend. DM me, send me a link, and I will be back with the next training soon. Bye.